Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the panel tonight is the one and only Bridgeman and the legend, legend that is Port Bear. How we doing, lads?
Very good.
I got you there. Oh, can I just say a huge good evening to you guys? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby, to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How you doing, Port Bear?
Very well, mate. Very well. Still working away, so.
Good man. As long as you're breathing. That's the main thing. It's always a bonus, Bridge, isn't it?
It's a wee bonus, yeah.
Strange not having football the weekend. Once again, the Scottish football, we couldn't organise a pea in a brewery, could we? You know, you could have brought all the games forward, league games or whatever, or done something, you know, just mental, but there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what you used to have thought. It just seemed bizarre, didn't it?
Especially in a rush, or an alleged rush to try and get this season done and dusted at Oxford, and you think there's teams that are still behind in games, etc. So you should have 3 weeks coming into the end of the season. The games be getting played.
Yeah. Well, it's Monday.
It's just screwed up, innit? It's just screwed up. Oops, sorry.
No, carry on, Bridge.
I was going to say, just screwed up the Scottish Cup and the sort of the lower league teams and so on and so forth, and they're having a hell of a time. So maybe they'll get it all cleared up. Maybe.
It just seemed a bit mental to me, Bridge, but that's only my opinion. Anyway, it's Monday, Port Bear. You know what that means? Get yourself in mute.
Can take anymore. If I'm a bitch, can take anymore.
It's a wind up. I'm sitting here going like, what am I going to say? I can welcome everybody to a view from the bridge. It's been a great, quiet weekend for me, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, dear,
nothing to report. Nothing to report.
He was looking for the paper what he didn't even have it, wasn't
he? His face there,
oh, shocker.
Shuffling paper that he never had.
I thought I'd missed a few days there somewhere along the line.
That's that Fox. He's a bad man, Bridgeman.
That's shocker, Ian. That's shocker.
Oh dear. We just like to tune. We like to tune Port Bear, don't we?
It's not like wee tune.
But as you were saying a wee bit earlier, it is very strange, particularly for the Bears. You're champions, and it takes a long time to get a game of football now. Christmas time, they're just ramming them all in December, ramming them all in. And here we are, nothing. Shocking.
You're spot on, Bridge. You're spot on, you know. The fact that you're playing all the games and then now you've got league games to play in a better time of the year, it's just mental. I know it's to do with the cup, etc., but they should have had a plan B,
in
my opinion. I don't know what you think.
For me, yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely no way, the way the league's been run, it's been shockingly run. And they don't know what they're doing. If their league is just, who's playing who and when. Nobody knows. They don't know anything. There's the Rangers and Celtic match coming up next Thursday. Sorry, next Sunday. And, we'll be playing a huge game on Thursday. And we've got to tank that in there. And there's no games getting played. Why don't you pull it forward or something else? Think a wee bit more imaginative. That's what I've got to say. It's just shocking.
I reckon if the Scottish Government get their way, they'll be playing that tonight and they'll not be telling any of us.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth, pal.
By the way, Rangers are winning 3-0. Don't worry about it. I know. Port Bear, I mean, we've not heard you. We've not heard from you. Obviously, we've been doing a wee poll on the players of the year so far, so we've not heard your thoughts on that, mate.
Well, so far, the way I've looked at the season so far is on a whole, and as a guy who's been an ever present and his side mate, played in midfield and absolutely bossed it for a guy his age. My player of the year's definitely going to be Stephen Davis, mate. I just think Yep. I think he's defying logic with his age, and you know how hard it is to play in his role in midfield. And they're such a hard shift, mate. And I felt this year we'd been winding him down, and they were only playing bit parts of games, but he's been an integral part of
Oh,
the championship.
Myself included, eat my bird. Second place, mate.
I'll give it to James Tavernier. On his first 6 months of the season.
You creep.
He gets that in his first 6 months, mate. Again, he's been an integral part. You know, Mr. Reliable, always there. And then third place, Connor Goldson, mate. And it's so hard. See, in any other season, probably you could probably pick Connor Goldson to be your main man and be the player of the year. But it's been so difficult, mate. It really, really has. As a team, the award should go to probably the team. Be the player of the year.
A comment. Stephen Davis is slowly creeping away. I don't think it's a surprise, but testament of man. I'm sure as other people will build up the affection, the support up for Stephen. Portbit.
Aye, definitely, mate. As I say, I did feel this year he would be used sparingly, and I think that's what. Talking to my mates and stuff in here, and other people that are into football, they all felt the same. They thought, he would come in when required in these tight games or to see a game out, etc., etc. But no, he's been an absolute mainstay and integral part of Rangers and their championship winning, formula, mate. He's won it before with Rangers, so it's one guy who knows how to do it, it's him, and he's proved that. As I said, in my opinion, he's defying logic. Maybe his age, he's just to play that level in Europe and in the Scottish League week in, week out, mate. That takes a lot. So fair play to him. He deserves it.
Yeah, that's a question, mate. A great question. Obviously, Alan McGregor was in the 2009 team that won it. We were robbed in 2008, obviously. So that's 12 years between championships. But Greg, 64 to 77 up. I don't know, 12 years. Anybody 12 years between championships? That takes a bit of doing. Bridgeman, any thoughts?
I don't know about the dates anymore, so forgive me. But it's 12 years for McGregor, yeah? 12 years for McGregor between. Sorry?
No, well, his last one was 2011, so 10 year actually.
10, okay.
10 years. John Gregg, 64 to 75. Could that be right, Bridge?
Yeah, I'll not be far off it. You'll not be far off it there, I'll tell you.
Aye.
Say that again.
John Gregg was seen as 64 to 75.
No, because for winning the championship, it was remember it was the Tims that won the championship, 64 and onwards.
That was a treble winning team.
I'm saying about 67 onwards, for up to.
They won it we won it in 64. Kamana won it in 65, and they won it in 66, mate.
That's correct. I'm saying, but for 67 onwards, so they got 9 in a row. They won 9 in a row then.
But we won it in 75.
Okay, pal. Okay, I see what you're meaning now. I do apologise. I thought you were meaning the gap,
Aye, the gap between John Gregg winning these.
You're right. You're right. You're right, pal. 11 year, yeah? You're right, pal. You're right.
I'm always right, Bridge. You should know that. Port Barrett, Stephen McGregor, and Alan Davis. Stephen Davis and Alan McGregor. There's some stats that, isn't it?
It's absolute stalwarts of the club, mate. They've been there, they've done it, they've wore a T-shirt. They've both went and had good runs in Europe. You think back 2008, they were both still about the Rangers back then, and they've been absolutely integral signings. I think, I remember I had my doubts when they first come in because of their age, but as I said, mate, they're just, two of them are defying logic at the moment with their appearances for their clubs, the level of performance as well. I've got to admit, some of the things they're doing are probably beyond their years as well. So fair play to them, mate, and I hope we get another year at them anyway, or two.
I mean, you can't question both what they've done on the pitch. They're not getting games through sentiment, Bridgeman. Eh? Bridge. All right.
Sorry, pal. Sorry, I couldn't get off a meeting there. I do apologise. And it really frightened me. So, what were you saying there, bud?
It was Port Bear. What's saying?
Okay, what was that, Port?
In regards to McGregor and Davis, how good they've been again since they've been round. And
yeah, I had them Davis and McGregor in the top three, split by Goldson. They're really and truly. I think that what you've said about them in all probability is just as good as anything I've said about them. I think they're just enormous characters for our team and the club. And what a brilliant the show they've been putting on lately is just incredible. The couple of saves there the other night, particularly that last one near the end, that was just tremendous stuff. That took me back to the what was that Greek boy that played for them? He took the penalty and Alan McGregor saved it. Do you remember that one?
Samaras.
The penalty for Samaras, I thought that was every bit as good, if not better, than the Samaras save.
Well, that was a better save, that one.
I'm saying that, I think it was, but really and truly. These are the kind of stuff that guy's been pulling off for us.
Top draw, mate. That was up there with his Werder Bremen save.
Werder Bremen save.
Yeah, there you go. There's another one, yeah. Just brilliant.
Wonder if history will repeat itself. I think that was in the last 16 minutes. Was it?
Aye, we did play Werder Bremen in the last 16, mate. You're right. Aye. Yeah.
Sporting Lisbon the last 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if history will repeat itself. Okay, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, all interesting stuff. Right, I've got a question for you two and all our listeners when they phone in. It's nice and simple. Yes?
There you go.
I do that for Bridge, man. You all right with that, Bridge?
Indeed, yeah.
Right, okay. What's the biggest game this week for you?
Is it for me or for just Porter?
Whoever goes first, the twos are
goes first. I'm saying that the European game.
Aye, I've got to go European game. As much as I'd love to get another victory against them next year, I think that bit's done now. So I've scored that off. And as much as I said at the very beginning, Big Allo banging up on this deal year, the rest was gravy to me, mate. You know that. Did I see us getting to the last 16 this year and having such a dominant season in the league? No, I didn't. I didn't next year, I'll be honest. Certainly on the league front, I thought we'd be there or thereabouts, but I didn't expect another charge in Europe like this again. And that's what it's been like. Because I keep asking this team next year and they keep proving me wrong. As we step up the levels in Europe, can we step with them? And we've done it every round again. And then again under Gerrard in Europe, he's been impeccable. Some of the results we've had in Europe, absolutely outstanding.
Okay, all right, okay. Now that we've won the league undefeated, I get where you're coming from, because we have won the league without losing a game, so
yep.
The rest doesn't matter. Bridgman?
Well, obviously I'm looking for them to go to the end of the season undefeated. That would be outstanding. I mean, really and truly. They would be raging. Just to wait their nose in it, that's what I would go for that. However, it make no difference in that sense. Of course, that we've got the league, and that's a big important one. And if we can go on with the European side of it, just great. But go there on Sunday and beat that mob. World's your oyster. World's your oyster.
Would you take 2-0 each draws?
On both of them? That'd do me fine. Aye, no problem at all. As long as they don't beat us, that's all that matters.
Right, okay. I get where you're coming from. That would get us in the last 8.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it would obviously keep us undefeated and I get where you're coming from. Aye, okay, all right. I don't disagree with you. The European ties became the bigger game, but it's hard historically to think like that, Bridget.
I think this season's been unique, and it's given Rangers and our fans some real pondering time, to think about what would we really want. And you can ask the question at the start of the season, they would have said, we'll win the league and we've done it. We've won the league. But here we are, we're still in Europe, potentially getting into the last 8, and that is just, I mean, that's dreams. That's dreams. At this stage of Gerrard's career at Ibrox, that's just dreams. Getting us into high levels of the Europa League in each season is just wonderful stuff. It's just proving the guy has got it. He's got it. Now, let's hope he's still got it on Thursday and he takes us through, because that's what I would love. Get us through there, and we're winning real big teams. And at my classification, big teams.
I get where you're coming from, Bridge. I can't disagree with you, mate. I get it. We've been joined by Amanda. Evening, Amanda.
Good evening, all. How are we?
All right, Amanda, how we doing?
Just champion.
I'm fine. Just a quick question. I was just thinking about Davy Cooper and that, right? And what Davy Cooper would have said about 55. Do you know what I mean? You can just see the look in his face now, can't you?
It's getting close to the anniversary of Coop, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. I was just thinking, can you imagine if he'd still been here and the reaction he'd have got for him, because he was a true gent, wasn't he, really?
It's hard to believe it's heading towards nearly 30 years, isn't it? Well, 25 years, isn't it? Not,
well, I mean, you have just made me feel really old.
I got a picture actually sent today. Somebody was walking past his statue in Hamilton, sent me a picture. Actually,
Aye. Can I tell you a story about that? We were at Motherwell one day, and it was when David Cooper was still playing for Rangers, and the police horse took a fancy to my scarf and tried to eat my Rangers scarf, but my dad wouldn't let the horse.
I hope you had your scarf around your neck.
I did, yes. I had it around my neck. It nearly choked me. But no, do you know, I was just thinking about some of the legends that we've had that are no here now. Do you know what I mean? Like Fernando Rickson and Sandy Jardine. Oh, there's so many that are no way that, no here now. But do you know what I mean? The club's got such a proud history of showing their supporters what the loyalty the fans show to the club, and the way the players show loyalty to the club as well.
Yeah, you're right. Next week will be 26 years since the Coop passed away. It's hard to believe, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I know, it's scary. It's quite scary. But what do you think of your chances on Thursday night? I
think my slight favourites, Amanda. Slight favourites. I'll get the official odds. But I see we're 55, 40, and they're 45 to get through. I always thought it was a 50-50 tie. I've got a slight favourites.
See, there was a thing on Facebook today. If Morelos scores against that mob on Sunday, that'll be his 55th goal.
Ooh.
What's that? It's the first statistics, would you?
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
What game do you want to win, Thursday or Sunday?
Both. I'm not impartial. I'd like to win both, because I think every time we beat them, it just gets sweeter. At Parkhead, it just gets sweeter every time we beat them.
If we do go there and win, that'll be 3 games in a row we've won there at Port Bear.
I know, that'd be good, eh?
Aye, the manager's finally threw down the gauntlet to them next year. He really has. He's a relentless winner, Stephen Gerrard. That's what he is. He's a serial winner, mate, and he installed that into your team. Your team has an identity, and it's all thanks to that man and his coaching stuff. Aye, definitely. I would like a nice wee result over there to take his 3 games unbeaten. Again, it would put another wee, sword in their coffin, basically, next year. So I think that if that's where we're going to go, that'll be strong in their memory for the next season as well, going 3 games unbeaten at Parkhead.
Do you know that David Cooper would have been 65 this year, Amanda?
God, I'm 50 and he'd have been 65, mind you. Just a few years here difference, isn't there? It's quite scary, isn't it? Because I was thinking about that the other day, because I was 50 in July last year, and I was thinking about all the players, that I knew, like McCoist and that, and, Alan McCoist and Ian Ferguson. I see he's 54 today, you know what I mean? But there was a lot of good, talented players at that time. We're talking, mind you, compared to the team we've got now. The talent in our team now is phenomenal, you know what I mean? Anyway,
this team will get talked about fondly in the future, Amanda, yeah?
I would think so. Anyway, I'll get going and let you get more callers in, okay?
Always a pleasure.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, Amanda, bye now, bye.
Bye.
Well, lassie, poor Belle.
Aye, she's a cracker, mate. She'll certainly cheers you up anyway. I'll keep her
Oh, she
choose.
loves it. She just loves the Rangers, doesn't she? She
She
just
does, mate.
loves the Rangers. You know, nothing wrong with that bridge, is there?
Nope. It's just you get some people come to life, don't they? Some people come to life.
Aye. It's hard to believe when you're there, but I just quite looked. It's hard to believe 26 years ago, Davy Cooper next week. You know.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. I mean, I was standing over at Ibris. My wife came with me. We were standing there. We were looking at the gate, and all the flags were there, and scarves, strips, and I think it was a Friday night. It was not a Friday night, wasn't it? Aye. I think it was a Friday night. It doesn't matter anyway. But whatever it was at night time. I went, and I went back the next day, and my God, there was even more. There was thousands of people, thousands. That's how well thought he was. Incredible. Great feeling.
Mixed emotions about him. But it was some player. But I'm sure we might talk about him next week at some point. Good point for Amanda there. But she's greedy. Portbell, she wants both games.
Aye. Sometimes just one game at a time. And
one game at a time, pal. That's all good.
As Bridgeman always says, I think it would become a wee bit greedy. I don't know, mate. I just think it's just a personal thing. I just think one game at a time for me. Thursday's first. The league's done, as far as I'm concerned. So, but I'd still like to keep that unbeaten run going. So, a draw or a win will do me, mate. I don't care.
I think, in all honesty, my philosophy right now is we take every game as it comes and we go and try and win it and try our best to win it. Obviously, the manager will have his tactics and all the rest of it, and his coaches. They'll all have their tactics to work.
How many games have we got? If things went really wild, and I'm not saying we're getting to the Europa League final, but potentially we'll get 6 more games in that. Is that right? If you go to the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, the final, and obviously the second leg of this, so that's 6. 5 in the Scottish Cup and 6 in the league.
Right, yep. Mm-hmm.
If we go all the way, if we go all the way.
You know? So you potentially got 17 games left, but 17 games off a season, really.
I was going to say, that seemed like another half a season to go, didn't it? Another, and our players have just been, on point for the very first start of the season. Obviously, we just looked so different this year. One thing that I did, wonder about them was eventually their character, and that seems to be a good addition to the squad. Definitely Gerrard installed it. Goldson looks a different player. He looks a bit, a lot more belief in him, his game this year, and Taverna seemed to that, eye on that trophy. And I think that's the way most of the teams seem to come across this year, Oxford. So as long as Steven Gerrard keeps their, I think he'll be saying this constantly. Let's keep this unbeaten run going. How far can we go in Europe? And he'll count it down, mate, because you've got to keep them fresh. Because as you're saying, it's another half a season to go. So how do you motivate a team that's won the league already? You need to find other ways of motivating your team, and that's one good way. Your European run and your clean sheets and your unbeaten record.
The bookies have got us at 65, 94 Slavia, and 11-5 the draw. So the bookies have got us favourites. Yeah,
that's quite a good bet, actually. That's quite a good bet. 11-5 for us.
No. 65 Rangers, 95.
65, sorry, 65.
Yeah, 65, 11-5. No, not at all.
No, they're a better side now, aren't they? They're a better side than that.
Well, they've got them at 3. That's £1 will get you £3.25.
Yep.
£1 for us will get you £2.20, and £1 for the draw will get you £3. £4.20. How we doing, big man?
Oh, sorry, 2 seconds. I get somewhere quiet. Is it quiet? Can you hear me? There's no background, is there?
We can hear you fine, mate. You're tip-top.
Right, I'll keep it short and sweet. I was hearing the Gravy Boy there talking about putting swords in coffins. Have you been watching Debbie McGee and Paul Daniels? Screaming about Debbie McGee. No, look, the that question that you asked is a very good question. But for me, I think the most important game for us, and the bigger picture of things, is the game against the puddle drinkers, because we have to go out there and we have to show we're the dominant force in Scottish football now. I think taking the eye off the ball in regards to the league would be a big no-no. There's also, I mean, you can say every game's important, but for me, I'm the same as Gravy Boy. The European thing's a bit of gravy for us, is a bit of extra, but I think moving forward in the bigger picture of things, I think the game against them is the most important. We'll have to come at that with a win.
It's a good argument, Al. Good argument. Listen, mate.
I just thought.
Can we get your players of the year in reverse order, mate? Your top three.
McGregor.
Is he third place?
No, McGregor. Right, so third place for me. Oh, it's hard. I'll go Tavernier, Goldson and McGregor number one. So Tavernier third, Goldson number two, and McGregor. I can't see past McGregor, but I hope Black Lives Matter aren't listening into this. It's nothing to do with that. Like, it's just I like McGregor.
Aye, okay.
I would have him 1, 2, and 3. I think he's been critical, very critical, and I think that interview he gave and things like that. I mean, if that's how dry he is in the changing room and at training and that, I think other players feed off that, because he didn't mince his words. He just tell you what it was. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't sad. He wasn't. It's just what it is, and I think he'll convey that message. You know what I mean? He's not looking for any plaudits. If Morelos scored a fantastic goal, if Tavernier scores a fantastic goal, I think they'll learn off of him. You don't need to come in and say it's a fantastic goal. It's a thing that you've done for the team and for the fans. I think McGregor's maybe a calming influence. So all they kind of things, I would give McGregor player of the year.
He's been fantastic, mate. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the guy before John McLaughlin done no bad as well, if I'm being honest now.
Aye. We've always been blessed in that era of the team, haven't we? We've always had strong goalkeepers and strong centre halves. I know we had a bit of a dip, but as far as I can remember, that's always been a mainstay. The Rangers team having that strong, a good goalkeeper, because they didn't do much, but when they're required, they have to turn it on. You know what I mean? So, Alan McGregor. But who did we get then? Give the young player to? Who's the young player thing?
Well, we never done that, but that's quite interesting. I mean, obviously, quite a young team. They're all what they call young under 23. So,
that's what I was wondering.
Aribo, Kent are all running about that age, aren't they? Parsons, man. Don't think
they're all grown men. You might need to be Patterson,
If you're talking about the best newcomer, Patterson would win it, wouldn't he?
Patterson, yeah.
But they're young boys, aren't they? Morelos is self.
That's what I mean. They're all young boys, but they all seem to be mature young boys, which is a good thing, I think, for moving forward as well. You know what I mean? No mature in the football sense, but I think mature in like an adult sense. They seem to have their heads switched on and things like that. They don't seem to be too boisterous. And look, we've got a really good team there. We've got an ethos that's came for the manager. He brought dignity back. I think you can see that in the team itself, and we just need to push forward. I hope nothing happens. We strengthen. I think midfield for me, I would strengthen a wee bit in midfield, shake it up a bit. If we bring in better players and that improves the players we have, great. We bring in better players and the better players are the best to pick from, even better. So everything's good. But Sunday for me.
Mate. All
so
right,
we can keep our foot on the throat of Scottish football.
Fort Bernie, you want to come back because you went for Europe, mate?
I understand where I was coming from as well. In regards to, I did say earlier on, if we go a third game unbeaten at Parkhead, that also puts another dagger in their heart for their confidence in that next year. I know exactly where you're coming from, big man. But I'm enjoying the sort of financial aspect of Rangers European run now, and it's like I said, with being gravy. I think because we put the league to bed so early, the league's done for me. That's the only reason I've turned my focus to Europe, because I think that's the thing that will keep us focused for the rest of the season. We're concentrating on Europe now.
could I ask you a wee question? So I know that the league's done, we've won the league, but we've certainly got to finish the league. We can't just now fall away in the league, getting draws here and a defeat there and things like that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't like to see anything like that happen, would you?
No, I still want the unbeaten record. I still want unbeaten. That's all. That's all.
Oh yeah. All the wee things are good. Like that's like having a dough ball in the gravy. You know what I mean?
Aye. That's exactly what that is, mate. That's exactly what
just bobbing away.
But that's there something that focuses the team, and if it's the unbeaten record that focuses them, or Europe, there's something that keeps that team alive.
Well, what you're saying there is there's 3 or 4 different focuses. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing as well. You've got 3 or 4 different
dough balls. Have you seen the panel tonight? Have you seen the panel tonight?
Was Rudy there?
No, he's too busy eating his.
Yeah. I bet he comes on here and says, I've just had dough balls and stew. See how he hands me a fork, I say, give me a spoon.
For your dough balls?
Aye. That's in a winner, man. I don't want a fork to cut that. That's a spoon. Give me a spoon, princess. Look, I do need to go. Look, it's excellent. These are discussing these things. Onwards and upwards. 55. It's still good. I'm still meeting guys here. They're talking to. There's a couple of Welsh guys came to site. One's a Cardiff fan. One's a Leeds United fan. They were talking about it the other day there. So. They're all keeping an eye on the Rangers because they're British guys, like, you know, they're Welsh. But
many Terry Monroes, mate. You met many Terry Monroes?
Well, I was thinking about that. Terry Monroe doesn't really exist, does he? Because there was only 2 league titles he won. So yeah. I have to go by the king. Whatever the king says we have to go. It was 2. So the Terry Monroe is a fallacy. What an idiot. Imagine getting that put in your butt. I heard just on another thing. I heard about a boy in Hong Kong one day. He went in and asked for a flower of Scotland on his back, you know, with a big thistle in the middle of it. And 12 years later, he got up off the table and he had Scotland Forever on his back, and the guy had put a pineapple. I think his name was Terry Monroe. Right, I'll leave you with it, guys. I'll keep listening in, man. I'll keep listening in.
Cheers, big man.
Right, take care, gentlemen. Thanks very much for taking my call. Bye.
What a man. We'll be joined by Tommy from Wagner. Evening, Tommy.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Brisbane. Evening, Port Belt.
How are we doing,
Hi, Tommy?
Yeah, very good, mate. Very good. I was just listening to what you were saying there about Cooper and that. The Ox thing is great. I mean, what's sad in it? 26 years. Unbelievable.
Next week, mate. I'm sure we'll talk about him next week. I just can't believe it at times, man. You know.
Well, I think I'm with you, Ox. I think Thursday night's a tricky one. We're watching that Melbourne last week. They look good. They're not a bad side. Are they? This Slavia Prague, I don't think they're a bad side, Ox. I think it's a tricky one. I hope we get through, but it's a tricky one. I would say 2-1, maybe, for Rangers.
Oh, but snap your horn off for that, mate, you know, and then move on and 2-1 again on Sunday, and we'll all be dancing.
That'd be nice, Ox.
It's going to be hard, Port Bear.
I think it's going to be 1 each again, Ox. There, I'm going to put it a suit here now. I'm going to go for a 1 each and a 2-0 for Sunday. I think we'll go through. We'll still go through, I think. But I think we're very tight.
If it's 1 each, it's going to go to penalties.
It goes to extra time.
Yeah. I think it's still going to be very. That's the sort of game I'm expecting, Ox. Very, very, very cagey and very tight. I've said it for the start. I got the correct score the first game, so I'm going to stick by what I says, and I think it will be a long drawn out, probably extra time, maybe penalties. I know maybe the Ox that, but they're like that.
Wait a minute, if that's going to be the case, Bridge, I better get my suit in the cleaners. You know me what to handle that, will you?
Excuse me, make coffee.
Okay. Can I give you my player of the year then, Ox?
Aye, sure, Tommy. Aye, give me your minute.
I would say number 3, Stephen Davis.
In third place, Stephen Davis, yep.
Yeah, number 2, Conor Goldson. And number 1, Alan McGregor.
Oh, big.
Tommy, that's exactly what I had, pal. Exactly what I had.
I think you. I mean that.
Oh no, I had
mean,
it
that-
inverse. Did you say number 1, Alan McGregor?
Number 1, Alan McGregor.
Ah, sorry, I had it 3. 1, 2, 3, rather than 3, 2, 1.
Alan McGregor, Connor Golston, and Stephen Davis.
It's tightening up, Port Bear. It's tightening
It's so
up.
difficult, mate. It's so difficult because on a year where you could probably pick 5 or 6 guys that have really stood out this year.
I was going to say that, Port Bear. For me, the whole team's team of the year.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier on, Tommy. I said at Oxford, I say, you know, if
Yeah, man, you've got to be steady there. You don't know how much skipper's charging us for this brick. We have to get 11.
Because what I was going to say to you, Ox, is, I mean, I know a lot of people have not mentioned his name a lot, but Barisic has been great this year as well. You know, I think he's had a great season. Big Bonner bombing up and down that left wing, and he scored some decent goals. I think he's had a good season. Ryan Jack's had that. Not Ryan Jack. Ryan Kent's had an indifferent season. Your man Hadji's in a different. Morelos is.
You're breaking up there, Tommy. You're breaking up.
No, sorry, Ock. I think if Morelos had kept himself.
Tommy's winding you up.
Has he? If Morelos kept himself on the park for the whole season, Ox, I think they'd be even discussing certain other people.
Hollander as well, Tommy, yeah?
Hollander, Rebo.
Big Hollander as well, Rebo, yeah.
Kamara.
Oh, wow.
But for me, when he made that save last week, Ox, that was it for me. I think, what a save. How he got down to it, held it as well. For a guy of 39 years of age, what a save.
Well, you've got to watch. I mean, I seen Fox there and he was a bit older when he dropped his pint for it, you know what I mean?
He dropped his pint and caught it before it fell on the flare.
Oh, mate, it never touched the ground, mate. It touched me.
Help me the back of your head.
Well, it's great to have me be on the show again, Ox, but I'll let other people go on. But
right, Tommy, always a pleasure, mate.
Onwards and upwards, mate. And as I say, Thursday will be tricky, but I think we'll just about do it.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right.
All the best, Ox. All the best,
Cheers,
man.
Cheers, Tommy. Bye, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Oh,
cheers, Tommy.
Oh, player of the year's getting tighter, mate. Oh, skipper might have to order 2 bricks in case he gets rid of a lot.
But it's a good sign, Oxford, is it not? You know, when you can't, as Bears who's watched our team throughout the season, you know, they've not faltered the team at all. They've just rolled on from performance to performance to performance. And, you know, it's so hard to pick a player of the year because there's so many, you know, performed at top level. Yeah,
it's a big compliment, Bridgeman. That's it.
Yes, indeed. I think, and you know, as Paul Bear just said there, you know, that you've got different people or bears see things differently, obviously, but it's incredible that they've got 3 people or 3 players, and they're in there, and possibly 4 if you count Tavernier, and there's very few other players that are getting a mention in as far as the top of the 3, you know. And I think that's quite incredible and really, really close. Really, really close. And you never know, maybe next week you might see that Tavernier's sprinted up the
Tavernier
right
would have walked it at Christmas time. Anyway, we've been joined by Del. Evening, Del.
Evening, outside then, pal.
Hi, Del.
Doing, mate? All right?
Aye. We're getting there, buddy, getting there. No, I'm just...
Well. Yeah?
No, well, I've been... See what you guys have all been receiving since it was mathematically impossible. I've had that for January, so there was no point in me phoning in. But, what?
There's a name for that, Del.
Aye, well. No, it's just how much I'm looking forward to Thursday night's game. And it's brilliant to be looking forward to a game so much. You know, because you can see it's in the balance. They're a right good side. But we're a right good side. And it's absolutely brilliant to be watching football like that. You know, where it's on the edge.
A real game of football.
I was something, you know, at the end of it. You know, us moving into the quarterfinals of a European tournament.
Aye, potentially.
You know,
potentially.
Aye, but they're a good side, and if we play to our potential, they play to their potential. You still wouldn't know what the score would be, and it's just so enlivening to get that sort of game again.
Great point, mate. Port Bear.
Aye, definitely, mate. Yeah, the way I see the game going, as I said, I think it's going to be a very, very tight affair. I think what made me happy though is in the our second half performance was absolutely outstanding, and a view, we've seen how we get at them. The first half we were absolute dire. I mean, I've not spoke to any guys on the show about this game yet. Not spoke to anybody for ages. But they've been absolute dire the first half. We didn't know how to break them down. It just seemed to be going to steamroller us after the 6 minute when Stan Chup was that one, the tap pokey. But after the second half, we seem to find our feet and grow into the game, and that gave me hope for this. Obviously, the Thursday night's tie. So although I still think it's going to be tight, I still think we'll go through. But it won't be an easy night. Let me tell you.
Aye, but you're looking forward to it though.
Oh, of course I am. Oh, 100%. Oh, aye. That's what we see your team playing. Your team plays the best football in Europe because any team that tries to get us, come at us, we seem to be able to pick them off. So I can't see them. They've done really well. They've probably punched above their weight in this tournament this year. Probably we have maybe. So I just think it's two good teams going at it, and the best footballing team and whoever scores more goals will win. Devil, definitely.
They were not bad side. That what I would say is I think we sort of, there was a wee bit of rope dope. We came into the game as they tired, and their star man definitely came off because he was blown a bit. Up to then he played rather well, but he was blown. So as long as we don't lose a goal, Dale, we get through.
Aye, I'm worried about that left full back they've got. Is it Bar or something? And that followed Kent everywhere. And yet
Danish boy.
Aye, what a football player he is.
Right back, money.
Yep.
Aye, right back, left back. I think he was everywhere.
Right. No, he was right back for them.
I reckon he's the sort of player that when we played, like Barisic, when we played him in Europe, and Gerrard seen him and he went, I want him. And I've just got a funny feeling Gerrard seen him playing and went, there's one, a right back for the future, because he's just a young boy, he's only 20. I'm quite sure Gerrard's went, I could bring that boy on.
Good 19-year-old, apart from one bad touch, done all right as well, didn't he?
Oh, hey, no complaints about him at all. But I'm only saying in the evolution of the team, like maybe at some point people are going to have to be sold. So if they sold Tav, and then
didn't he?
Obviously, in this day and age, that's just the nature of the beast. And I tell you before, and I'll tell you again, Hadji will go for 40 million in 2 years. Because of who he is and what Gerrard's going to make him, he'll be worth 40 million.
Wow. I hope you're right.
And I've said that before. I said at the time that if you're looking at Aribo now, you're looking at 20 million plus, Kamara 15 plus. These guys are all Premiership, and I'm talking top 10 of the Premiership players.
Well said, mate. Right, just turn your attention to the Player of the Year. Have you got 3 for us, mate?
No.
Your top 3?
No, my top 3 is the team, mate.
Well,
it was said earlier on. Who am I going to do? And what am I basing it on? What am I basing it on? He scored more than him, or he stoked more than him, or... I mean, what about John Flanagan? 9 shutouts out of 10 games. I mean, you'd reckon that'd be a bad record.
Oh, I think you mean John.
For some, aye. But for some teams, that would be your Player of the Year.
Aye.
So we're just at a stage that it's just the whole. It's the whole. It's not the individuals. It's the whole. But if I had anybody, it would be Alfie. Because he's
your top man.
Only because he's the absolute glue, and that's what happened to us last year when we started imploding. It was all his suspensions and everything.
Who pushed him close then? If Alfie's your top man, who pushed him close?
Nobody. No, not even up for debate. Alfie's the man. when he's no there, we're no the same team. And it showed last year. That's how he imploded, because he disappeared up his own bahookie. And this year he's been completely focused, and we're not the same team without him. And we're the same team without every other player.
He's sitting in 5th at the moment. 5th.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yep.
So my opinion's that, and anybody else is completely entitled to their own opinion. And I'm just backing up with stats and my own views of the performance. The guy is just, he's raised it to another level now. And if Leo got him for 16 million last year, they would just be clapping their hands.
Here, mate. Here. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him.
Sorry, this person can't answer at the moment, so...
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Did you see the story that broke the day? I'll go to Port and then Bridgeman with it. Did you see it about Morelos with the English Port?
No, I did not, mate. I did not.
Ross Wilson's came out the night and said that all of a sudden, as soon as we got 55, Alfie could miraculously speak English. He knew the words to every song in English.
He's got a point, mate, hasn't he? But, I've said this. One thing that I think, that if Fredo's got dreams of making the top next year, he has to show a bit of character and, a bit of camaraderie with his fans, with people that support him and stuff. Because I think that's one thing he does lacking. Like personality, if that makes sense. I know Alan McGregor, I know we touched him earlier on. Alan McGregor is not the best with the media either, but certainly we Alfie seems to be upstepping his media time coming into the season when we become champions. But fair play, mate, he knows he's got to do it. He's probably been told. You have to.
It's a big part of the game. Bridgeman, did you see that story the other day? Bridgeman, last call for the bridge.
I forgot to come off and mute, pal, sorry. But you're right, I did see it.
Once we'll let you off with twice.
Strikes.
You know what happens in the third strike?
Yeah, that's cool.
Did you see that story about Morelos?
I did, pal, yes. And I thought
quite
it
funny, wasn't it?
That's absolutely brilliant, But the guys, look, where I think all the Bears are under no illusions that young lad, at some point or other, he's going to leave. Somebody's going to come in with hopefully as much money as Rangers want. Maybe even funny money for us. But I think he's going to go. His challenges, I don't think his challenge is the way he wants it. And you can see what he's doing in Europe as well. He's playing really well in Europe. So, and that team we played against the other night, they're a first-class outfit. First-class fit as a fiddle, every one of them. And some of them are strong as a bull, So he was up against guys his own calibre, in my opinion, and he came off quite well.
Anyway, we've been joined by Dave from Cumbernauld. Evening, Dave.
Evening, everybody.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing, Dave?
All right, mate.
I just getting on. I just wanted to phone in as you were talking about what one would you take, the European game or the Old Firm. I've got another wee point on top of that, if you don't mind.
Aye, carry on, Dave.
Do you know, maybe it's just me, but I still am in the back of my head thinking of the scorelines that we had to endure back in the past against Celtic, and I want revenge. I'm still wanting revenge. Right now, Celtic are on the flare, and I think we should put the bit into them once more, just to show them who's in top once and for all the rest of the season. I wanted to go a clean sweep with them, beat them the next 2 times, and hopefully know that they'll probably get to the Scottish Cup final. They'll probably get knocked out the first round, knowing their running there. But hopefully we can get the Scottish Cup, clean sweep them. I think Slavia, I honestly, for a team that beat Leicester, I think it may be more difficult than what we think it's going to be. The panel's thoughts.
All right, I mean, you'll no beat that mob to the other side of the city for sweeping, mate. They've got that, their carpet's that big, they've got everything under it, you know what I mean? But I get your point, Dave. I think, obviously, like every Rangers supporter, you would like to beat them every time you play them. But the point what I think we're initially trying to make is which game's the bigger. And Big Al had a great point that he wants to beat them because of Scottish football and to keep the psychological advantage. But I can't get drawn away from the fact that I think the bigger game for the club is Thursday night, Port Bear.
Aye, you know my views, Oxford, and what I wanted first and foremost was a league. But as we're rolling on in this evolution under Dave King and under Steven Gerrard, I understand the importance now of Europe for the revenue. And obviously, with ambitions to get the Champions League next year, we need revenue to increase our player level, if that makes sense. So I think now that the league's done, we shut that off, we close that book. I still want to finish the game unbeaten, get the season unbeaten, sorry. But with ambitions with Champions League football, mate, I think we need to think about the revenue and then obviously the player profile and the team's profile in the Europe. We keep, as I say, the coefficient killers keep damaging it, but we keep, adding good numbers to the coefficient of Scotland. So I just think we need to just keep doing this, mate, because as we evolve, we'll need to increase the player level as we go through the Champions League.
I was looking at the coefficient today. This season we're sitting 18th, mate.
I seen
18th.
That above Milan, above teams like Milan and stuff. I seen that. I did see that, mate. Aye, done very well.
Bridgeman, then you come, mate. You had similar views to Port, but
and so far as the most important game, my philosophy has always been next game's the most important game. No matter what it is, next game's the most important game. So coming up this Thursday, it's the biggest game of our season. The rewards are massive for us, massive. And then there's going to be another big game coming up on Sunday. I ain't interested in that sense. Yes, I'd love to beat them, just as a thing, but I want to see us, if we can, go through in Europe. If we can't, well, we bounce forward anyway. We just keep going. But I would absolutely love it if we could do the business Thursday. Biggest game of the season, pal. And my goodness, that team are good. A very, very good team. Good team.
Dale, when you come, mate?
No, it's just about the coefficient. I agree with Port, but it's the thing I like about it is it's actually going to benefit us. I mean, I know it benefits Scottish football as a whole, but if we get that coefficient up and all right, Shakhtar might win it, all right, they get beat 3-0 away, so they're not going to qualify, but it doesn't come down to qualification, it comes down to the result of the night. And Kiev get beat at home, so you're assuming that there's a fair chance they'll get beat away as well. So it's going to be down to a result as well, because that then gives the champions the next season straight access into the Champions League. So I just like the fact the coefficient is actually helping us.
Yep.
So I suppose it's important if you're the directors, mate. It could be potentially important for you if you get it right. You're just hoping that we take advantage of it. But I still get your point, Dave. I don't. If you ask me this now, I'll say Thursday. But ask me on Friday, I might give you a different answer. Is that all right, Dave?
I mean, I get why everybody wants the next tie. It's good money for us, and I really want to put us past us getting even further. I really want to. But honestly, if I was to say what's more important to me, just in my head, if you were asking me to choose between one or the other, I know it's maybe self-centered to me, but I just want. Not
at all, mate. It's a point of view. You're not alone in having that point of view. Dave, have you voted for the Player of the Year? I'm just checking.
I did last.
Oh, I've got you DC. Dave for Cumbernauld. That is DC. Aye. So, listen, I don't. That's your point of view, mate. You're entitled to it. You know what I mean? And it's you made your point well, but I just think for the club, I'm in the Port Bear camp with this one. Port.
Aye, mate. As we've evolved this season, my ambitions for the team have changed. As soon as we wrapped that league up, my focus went straight to the Europa, because I think that's done. So we're on to the Europa League, and I keep saying this: we need to keep this team razor sharp focused, mate, on winning. And Gerrard seems to have the formula right now for Europe, especially. You can just look at his, when he first started putting that team together. We just seem to go up and up and up every season. He was taking us through European, qualifiers and stuff. It seemed to be that's where he played. We seem to play our best football in that tournament, and it's because we're usually stuck against the double low block in Scotland, which obviously takes the look of our football off. But we have really shown this year again in Europe, and this is where teams notice you. Other teams, if you want the big money for your players, guys, this is where they need to do the damage. They need to do the damage in the Europa League, and I think that's what they've done over the last 2 or 3 seasons under Gerrard. We've just evolved into a great European side with good European players that's made a great European team.
We've played some amount of games, David, in Europe. Some amount of games the last 3 years. Frightening.
Do you know, I think it's some of the players that we've got in that team, they're just growing and growing and growing every game. Europe, especially, I think Aribo is coming into himself. I think Hadji seems to show himself a lot better in Europe. I personally think he either has a good game or a bad game. You don't really get the middle for him. But he's one of the players that in Europe we can more do our style of football. You're not going to get what in Europe where everybody's sitting behind the ball and doing the double bore block, as I call it. It's just, I think we do a lot more attacking on the field, and that's what that's what Rangers are set up to do now. Get along the wings, get the balls in, and get a goal. That's what we're about now. We're about getting the goals in Europe. And honestly, there's no team left in Europe now. I would even say the English teams that haven't put money on us beating. I wouldn't say that we can beat them.
It'll be interesting, mate, to see how far we've travelled in such a short space of time. Del?
What?
Oh, right. Are you listening now?
So, I go on these fucking snidey fire sticks, right? And I don't know how to work it. I was sort of playing about it.
Right, okay. And listen, mate, we've no problem. We'll let you go and play with your telly, mate. No,
No.
Sorry.
You weren't bored.
I'll tell you what we're doing, because I'm awful upset now. We'll need to go for a tune. I need to wipe these tears out my eyes. Get yourself on mute.
I give a good tune. I'll come back to you after that,
Get
mate.
yourself on mute. We're going to have a tune.
don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, back put there.
Yes, mate, yes.
Yes, good
Indeed.
man.
Indeed.
A good man. Good man. I don't know where we were there before we were rudely interrupted.
I think it was what?
What?
I think that's the way it ended, mate.
Are you back with us, Dale?
Aye, mate, aye.
You go and have a wee play with your telly and we'll give you a shout when you're ready, alright, no bother. Well, we joined the Alex Verdry. Evening, Alex. Wishaw. Verdry, you'll kill me. Alex from Wishaw. How we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Oxford, Bridgeman, Port Bear,
Dale,
everybody else that's there. Another fantastic show. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Have you voted, Alex? Have you voted?
No, I have not. No, I've not voted.
I would have you under AW. You know why? Right, you're in third place. Who have you got?
Oh, this is right difficult. This is
very... fence. Old Dale's doing it right, sitting right on it.
Right, I'm only going. Right, this is what I'm going with. And it's no disrespect to any other teammates and that. They're all fantastic to follow. But if I've got to go for this, is that number 3 would be James Tavernier.
Oh, Fox will be gutted with that, mate. Carry on.
And this is my debate as much. Number 2, I'm going to have Stevie Davis.
Stevie Davis. Yep.
And number 1, Connor Goldston.
Oh, it's starting to get tight,
you can't argue with anybody, Oxford. It's so difficult. And depending on if you played the game before or what you like to watch, whether it's defending or you're a midfield guy or a guy who put ball in the net, it's what you see that ticks your boxes. And obviously, Alex is a lover of centre halves.
Well, I played centre midfield for a long time, then went back to centre back. The point is, Stevie Davis was absolutely outstanding. Let's not no mistake about it. But Connor Goldston, for me, compared to where he's came from, Stevie Gerrard's improved him 100%. Plus, with his heart scaring that, take that into consideration, come back and he's played every minute, every football this season. I think he's been
Connor Goldston is still sitting in third place, mate.
Is it? I think he's been exceptional. Really.
Mate, I'm not arguing with you at all. I think it's fantastic. We've got so many players and there's so much debate. And if everybody was coming, if we'd had this, at Christmas time, Tav would have walked it.
And then you've still got the end of the season to go yet, so things could change again, so I'm just talking about it at the moment. And there's Alan McGregor. I've left him out. It's against the grain in that, but that many of them. The team's been absolutely outstanding. But that's where I come from. I just think the guy he's been the backbone of the full team in that. To me personally, I think he's been outstanding.
Well said, mate. Well said.
Yep.
And where do you stand? You're a man of many, a lot of wisdom, mate. We enjoy having you on all the time. What's the biggest game this week?
Definitely a European game. Definitely. How I look at it, it's not bad for another game to follow on the Old Firm game and that, but we've won the league now, and I know it's great to get through the league undefeated and that, it'd be some achievement, but to me, Thursday night is the game now. And this takes us on to another stage because it's in Europe. Everybody looks at Rangers, not just up here in Scotland. Rangers fans want to beat Celtic and vice versa. This is the big picture now. And if we can get into the quarter-finals, which I really do think we will, I've said it before, how good a team they were, that's been proved. But I honestly think Rangers will just go over the winning line, and that'll take us into the last 8. And the Old Firm game will take care of itself. As I said before, Forum goes out the window anyway in it. So that'll be what it's going to be. As much as I want to love to beat them and all, but Europe to me is the main game.
I get it, mate. Imagine sitting here after Sunday, we've done them and we're sitting in the quarterfinals of the European Cup as well, or Europa Cup. Port Bear.
Seems that it's when you say Oxshare, it just sounds like made up, doesn't it? It's, you know, I can't believe the journey we've been on with Gerrard in the past, 2.5 years. Still going through this season new with him. He's, in my opinion, he's went above and beyond what I thought he could ever be as a manager. I had my doubts at very when his first appointment because he's inexperienced, mate. I thought we had to go with an experienced seed, but how wrong have I been proved? And this team under him just keeps growing. Alex had high praise for Connor Goldson. I remember 6 months ago somebody's wanted Connor Goldson out of the club. It was an absolute bomb scare. I remember these times. But it just shows you how far he's brought this team on. Bringing guys.
That's how I admire Southside a lot, mate. He always seen the potential in Goldson, mate.
Aye, well, but you've got guys that's been brought in that which I think's helped him, mate. See when he was playing and it was Ed Katic beside him. Youngster still learning his trade. But what I think's been a big difference with Goldson this season, he's had Hollander beside him or Balogun. So he can concentrate in his own game, whereas I think sometimes he used to involve himself too much in what Katic was maybe not doing right, or you always see him on their cases who was playing beside him. But under Balogun, Hollander, he doesn't seem to have to do that. He's doing his own job, and he just, I don't know. For me, it's just having more experience alongside him has improved him as a player as well as a team. So I think the other centre backs have got to have some praise as well, apart from Goldson.
Aye, I mean, Big Hollander, he's not playing a losing team, I like.
Unbelievable as well. There's some record. He's an outstanding defender. See, reading the game in that. They complement each other. But he's just going to be back 6 months ago. Tavernier was the same. So much he improved as well under Gerrard. And the full back four, no matter who they put in there, has been exceptional. Then you've got the top goalkeeper behind you. It's not a bad recipe, you know what I mean? So I just think, as I keep thinking about Thursday's game and that, I know I says it before, what a good team they were, and they'll come out the block, because that's what their pace, strong, and they'll shoot for 20, 30 yards out. But I honestly believe Rangers will get a result here. I'm taking they're going to be 2-1 to Rangers.
Oh, I hope so. The draw's in Monday. I believe the draw's in Monday. JFK told me the draw's in Monday, so I'll take his words for that. But that'd be fantastic, Alec. Fantastic. Anyway,
get in there.
Yeah, Bridgman. We've been joined by George EK. How we doing, George? Come on, George. Oh, maybe we've not been judged. Maybe he's on one of these silent protests, Port Bear.
He's on a bridge, man. You real, Georgie boy?
Hello.
Hello, George. George, speak. Take the pews on big man.
He probably doesn't want to come on because of Port Bear. He's probably
I can understand that.
He'll probably annoy him.
Aye.
Stattle.
Hello.
He'll be with.
I heard him out. Aye,
we're here,
Georgie boy.
That's phone's goosed, man.
No, it's not.
It's you. We can hear you.
Oh dear.
He's gone.
He's getting any luck with appliances or furniture, is he, man?
I just don't think he's getting any luck. Full stop.
You can just see that. You can see the salesman kicking you rubbing their hand as George walks in. Anywhere. That guy again.
They just gave George Angos can't wait to take him with him, didn't they? Here, just back it this week. Just let him go.
Give him the wee pen.
Keep that pen.
You in, George?
No, he's not there. He's gone. Magnificent team we've got, Alex, and they're not obviously. It's only history. I'll see how good they are. You know.
Unbelievable how we've came from the beginning. This is a funny thing about it. We're going for the league championship at the beginning in the Europa. Everybody was like that. Oh, we'll see by this Europa. Concentrate, what do you call it, in the league. It's money, distraction and all that. And there you go. We've managed to balance both competitions up, no problem, and run away with the league before the split. It's it's some remarkable. You're sitting back, you've got to hit yourself. Is this really happening here? And I want Rangers to go. I want
Just
Rangers
think
to
all the
go for it.
55 presents all the mothers got for Mother's Day yesterday.
Aye, all these glasses that's going about, God knows what. Innit? There's another wee thing I know. That, what do you call it, social media and all that, carry on me. Jim Bell was going to retire and all this, and I'd already explained before it that one of his relations is pal of the boys at the football team, and that was a no-go, and he'd to come back on the club to say he wasn't retired. I don't know where all this is all coming from. All the
Just because they've got somebody in working beside them and doing other stuff, make people put two and two together and come up with five. You know what social media is like. Geez, Walter died and buried on Saturday, didn't he?
I know. That was ridiculous as well. I heard that the day before that as well. I never even answered to it. I don't know what nonsense it was coming out, but it's ridiculous. This is all distractions in that, because that other mob on the other side, how bad they are, how dire they are, and they're trying every trick in the book to try and take that away from us, and that, and it'll never happen. And we're having one good season. That's right. I'll really enjoy ourselves in it.
We've been joined by Baloo. Evening, Baloo.
Evening, boys. How you doing?
All right, good to hear from you, mate. What's on your mind?
Oh, no, I'm just enjoying the show again. Just sort of, the last couple of nights as well. Lots of laughing. It was really good crack. I just agree with the last caller there. He's right. They're trying to do everything to deflect us, but they're too late now because it's done. The league trophy is at Ibrox Stadium. You know, we've won it, so they can deflect what they want. They can try and annoy us all they want, but the damage is done. We've gubbed them. We've put them out of the game. And you were saying earlier on about, you know, do you think we've crushed them as a support? There's no question about it. They don't know what to say. They don't know where to turn. They're just ranting and ranting and ranting. It's brilliant. It's a lovely feeling. We used to do this to them quite a lot, enough. I mean, I've been watching the Rangers for a long time, but I've been the ringside of a few doings for them as well. So, but you know, I get it right up them because we're all over them at the minute, and they don't know what to do. They can't handle it. And I'm going to just go into the rest of the theme of this stuff. You're asking earlier on about the Thursday night or Sunday. Thursday night is definitely the big game, because if we can get through on Thursday night, the draw is on Friday this week. It's not on Monday, it's on Friday.
All right, GFK gave me a bum steer, no I am.
So if we get through Port, and Thursday night, Friday we've got the draw. We'll know who we're going to have in the quarter-finals if we get through. And then on Sunday, we'll be playing that mob. And if they're up against a team that have just trounced them in the league and are in the quarter-finals of the Europa League, that know they're going to be playing Man United or whoever it is, they're in a hard place. I mean, we just need to play up against them. We'll do them. I mean, Rangers through and through. I just want to do that mob every single time I play them. But this week, the most important thing this week at this point in time is the Thursday night, and I think we're good enough to beat this lot.
I'm just going to check. Have you voted for your player of the year, Baloo?
No, I have not.
Right, go on then. Get off that fence.
I'm. It's a really wobbly fence, man. I really don't.
Do it right now. Do it right.
Listen.
Man up, Baloo. Man up.
It's a very sensitive way. The way I'm sitting.
Remember the centre halves.
Hello. Right. I'm going for number 3. I'm definitely going for Tav. He was in number 2 for a while, but number 3 is Tav. Number 2 is Sir Stephen Davis, because I think he's been the most consistent player that we've had. If Tav had been still playing, it might have been him. But Stevie Davis has been the most consistent. But the one that's influenced the outcome of most matches that we've been playing in this season, important matches, has been Alan McGregor. So number 1 for me is McGregor.
Oh, see, it's interesting. It's interesting. Just you had that thought there. I'm glad you got off that fence. We've been joined by Andy from New Zealand. How we doing, Andy?
It's me again. How's it going?
How we doing?
Hi, Andy.
Mate. Hey, how's it going? Hey, look, I'm gonna put my 3 players in.
Go on then, mate.
Okay, I've got Morelos, number 3.
Right, okay.
Ryan Kent, number 2.
Oh.
Yeah, and the big man in the sticks, McGregor, number 1. He's been fantastic.
Oh, right, yes, well done, mate. Well done.
Yeah, I like. I've said Kent because I love it. I love it when he attacks defenders, and we need goal scorers. And Morales is going to do the good for us in Europe.
Listen, if you take Kent's point of view for him the last few weeks, it's been excellent since he came back on against Royal Antwerp. And you think of the goals he scored, and you think of him at the start of the season, he was on fire.
Yeah.
You know,
and like the gaffer says, he does a lot off the ball. You know.
Hi. It's a bit like Bridgeman, Port Bear. He was brilliant at the start of the season. He's been excellent the last few weeks. He's going to kill me.
Yeah. It's going over that table, so yeah.
Must be a low table.
How did you celebrate New Zealand when Rangers won 55? Let us know, mate.
Oh, I'm just sobering up, man.
Brilliant.
I'm going to have it. Hey, can you tell me, is the Old Firm game on or off?
That's a good question, mate. I don't think it'll be called off personally, but nothing would surprise you in Scotland there. I'll go to somebody with a bit of brains. Alec, if you wish, sure. What do you think?
I'll definitely be on. Sky will dictate this. Sky will dictate this. You'll not be listening to what you call it, Sturgeon, and this. Make no mistake about it. That game will be played.
Oh, fantastic. Anyway, I'm packing up the car. I'm going down to New Plymouth to meet my mate down there, Andy Hamilton. He's the True Blues. He's trying to start up True Blues down there. So we're going to hit New Plymouth and we're going to raise hell.
Andy, brilliant.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah,
great.
cool.
Always great to hear from you. All the way from New Zealand. Port Bear.
Yeah, I love your show, man. I'll let somebody else in now. Okay, see you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Phone in. Don't take time out to phone in. I don't take myself too serious, so you should probably already know. But for on the other side of the world to phone in us and express his, love for the club, it's superb. Fair play, Andy.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks very much, and keep up with good work.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Andy. Brilliant.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bridgeman, you there? I'm not worried about you.
Right here, pal. I'm right here listening on, bud. Yep.
He's doing a Klinsman across the table.
He done that last Sunday.
Oh, I'm so happy with
the only thing that
happy
broke
with
his
team.
fall was his wallet full of fivers. That's what he does.
If only, yeah.
What about that great bit of news below that somebody put up? I mean, obviously, Bridge, you must have got your letter. Did you get your letter for the club today?
No.
I think
What about?
I thought they were looking for other millionaires to put money in this week.
Oh, the millionaires. Aye.
It's great. Obviously, we'll get many investors coming in and putting money into the club. I don't know if you picked up on that below.
I never heard it, no.
Or the boy McLeish, no relation, but QTS, the railway firm, will put £1 million into the club. Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. Is that just buying shares, or is it just like...
It looks that way. And it's not the first time they've ponied up by the sounds of it, mate. They've been in before. So fantastic.
I wonder if that would suggest that we're going in for somebody.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Obviously, your revenue's doing. You're looking for people to come in and help you with the burden. So it's fantastic. I don't know what you think, Alec. Great news.
Oh, great news. He's involved with Kilmarnock at one time or something. He's still involved.
I think it's his stepmother.
You're a bit of carry on getting there, Reynold, but no, it's great news. Oh, it's terrific. A lot of avenues open up as well now. This is really the 55 has really opened up everything now. Worldwide. As I say, Davies out in Australia, man. I'm just waiting to send one of the t-shirts out to him. The 55, he's going crazy over there, so brand new. Long may it last. Long may it last.
In the last year, the professionalism of the club has changed something. It's beyond recognition. It's beyond recognition.
Glad you mentioned that. I'll put my 55 hat on just as you say that. Hey!
Bowler hat, I hope.
Bowler, yes.
One for the golf, mate. One for the golf.
And the decorative neck scarf, please. With the frills.
Aye. I've seen them get really fine colours, haven't they?
Yes, indeed. And the colours,
George
they
is-
were fine.
Aye,
Yeah,
that's it.
we've been joined. Georgie boy, how we doing?
All right, gentlemen, how you doing?
How we doing, George?
All right, George.
I'm all right, by the way.
Oh, nice to hear from you, George. Nice to hear from you.
I know, mate. I was a bit stressed out that for a while, man. Kids, innit? Bloody kids, man. Know what I mean? But I'm back on form, boys. Back on form. Apart from at hospital tomorrow. So I was ironing my club a dead slow there, not like the way you're going to school. Oh no, I've got my first period. Oh no. That's the first time you've had day trousers, is it? Aye, well, I've been listening to the show and that when I can, not talking about, man. It's been a good laugh and that. I've enjoyed myself, man, you know what I mean? And
Right,
do you want me to hear my top three?
I want them, George, yes.
I'm going to give you 4.
No.
All right. Conor Golson, Alan McGregor, and Stephen Davis, number 1.
Stephen Davis, 3 points.
Aye. He holds it together. He takes
Conor
the ball.
Wilson,
He's the
2
midfield maestro.
points. And Alan McGregor, 1 point. Aye, can't argue with that.
I was going to put Tav in. I was like to myself, but he was injured there, you know what I mean?
Is that why That's the way I wanted them, George. That's you. Well done, pal. Congratulations.
That's it. Bridgeman, you've got to think about it. He's he's sitting on the bench, and I'm talking about.
Absolutely,
bud. 20 odd goals if he was on the bench.
I don't think we've heard from you, George, since last Sunday. I think you were
Wonder
on
why.
briefly and you were having a bit of a soiree and we had to move on.
Aye, I know, man. End up like a halfway talk. No, I'm talking about.
That would have been your best call of the year.
What's that?
That would have been your best call of the year.
And mine. No, man. I had to get the throat back together again, man. It was too much singing, not talking about. I mean, I had a brilliant time. And do you know something? See the games during the week? It's 2 different games, let's be honest about it. In Europe, by the way, it's different football. It's classy football and that, I'm talking about. At the weekend, that's just passions, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? You get a lot of kicking, but you know what it's like, you know what I'm talking about in these kind of games, man. So I really want Rangers to win the Thursday night, man, because it's good, it's brilliant for our kudos, you know what I'm talking about in Europe, you know what I mean? And good for the money, for the coffers, you know what I'm talking about, for the club. And then Sunday, we'll spank him.
Well,
I'm confident. I'm confident, mate.
That'll do me. Alec? George is
100%, George. I agree with him there. I just love it. I love the programme, man. See the characters on it. It's fantastic. I love everybody's opinion and all, because we all see football different ways in that, with the players in that. It's terrific. It's absolutely. Everything's all good comments and that. Fantastic show years on. Fantastic show.
It's you and all the lads make the show.
It's great. It's great everybody comes in.
Jim, I think you've got the show on. Jim, can you turn the show off, mate? That might not be you.
No, the show's okay.
All right, mate. Port Bill, you need to drop out. We can't have 2 on for Port Glasgow. One have to go and watch it. How we doing, Jim?
All right, George.
I did very well. Very well. Everything's good.
Great.
Brilliant, Jim.
I was pleased to see that wee Georgie finally got in.
Oh, we missed George.
Wee George. Wee George is 6'1".
Oh, well.
The one's going to die, they're going to ram you in a coffin.
Well, let's hope that's a long time coming.
George, you make me wee everybody on here. You don't know, do you?
Well, that's it, innit? Know what I mean? No with the lasses, for that, right? No with the lasses.
Right, Jim, what's on your mind, mate? Jim, if you've not voted, we've not your top three.
No, I haven't voted yet, no.
Give us your players of the year in reverse order.
Right. Reverse order. I'm going to go for Davis.
Right, 1 point, Stephen Davis.
McGregor, number 2.
McGregor, number 2, yep.
And top man, Goldson.
Oh,
the most improved Rangers player.
Wow, this is turning into a three-way race. Interesting.
And he's also played every game.
I can't argue with it, Port Vale. You can't.
No, the sentiments there for everybody that's phoned in tonight, and probably ones that's phoned in during the week last year to give their top three. You couldn't argue with anybody's, opinions, because I'm sitting here and as the boys are phoning in, I'm going, it's the same three names: Davis, McGregor, and Goldson seem to be the front three. Am I right? I don't know if I'm right, but it seems to be them three. It's on everybody's mind at the moment. Connor Goldson sounds like he's coming up behind everybody as well. But I think a lot of people remember the Connor Goldson of last season and even 6 months ago, and thinking, most improved player that Jim just touched on there. He is. He's not just in his ability. He showed character. He showed, he is a good vice captain. These are all things, as he was growing as a Rangers player. Some of his doubted the Haddocks, including myself. So, I get where Jim's coming from, and Alex and all the boys that's had an opinion the night on this debate, and this is what it's all about. This is what these guys make with the show. The debate's superb, but I've got to agree with Jim. It's hard. It's hard to pick a top three, mate. Really, really hard.
You're talking about top men. What about Jaffa? He's the Jaffa.
Oh, hello, Bears. How are we? A wee Monday night call. How are you doing, Georgie boy? Is it too loud?
I think he's using his megaphone, Oxtail.
I thought he was in the house with me.
How's that, boy?
That's better, Jaffa. I thought you were Bears there with a megaphone.
That was last.
Jaffa, will you speak up a wee bit, Jaffa? Speak up a wee bit.
Just for you, Bridge.
Jaffa. You stole the show there, boy.
Sorry, Bears. Sorry, boys.
Brilliant. What's on your mind, Jaffa, boy?
I just enjoying the chat. As I said, a wee Monday night phone-in call to the boys at Rangers Radio. It doesn't get any better. It's brilliant.
Right, have you voted for your players of the season? I don't know if you let me check. Have you voted?
No, I have not.
Right, okay, we'll have your top three, mate.
Drum roll.
I again, no dissimilar to the rest. I think Port made a great point here. I don't think anybody's wrong. It's just a matter of how you see it, isn't it? I would go very similar. It's going to be for me Connor Goldson in number 3, Alan McGregor number 2, and Stephen Davis. Just brilliant.
Yep,
brilliant.
It's turning into a 3-horse race.
Intelligent boy.
And I'll tell you what, for what it's worth, for young player of the year would be, again, I think it's there's a clear winner. I don't know if we can get 3, maybe Bassey, Nathan Patterson, and for me, young player of the year would be Yanis Hadji.
Aye.
What age is Hadji? 22?
Just no long, 22. Ox, Patterson's 19, obviously.
Oh, that boy Hadji, he's one of my all-time favourites.
40 million he's worth, Ox. 40 million.
I hope so, Jaffa. I hope so.
Oof. I'll tell you.
Somebody comes in for 40 million for Hadji, I'll drive him to the airport.
Just you leave Yanis Hadji where he is.
Exactly, you tell him, son.
Listen, I can understand why people will take him. What a name. I mean, think of him, he's turning into a global brand. He's doing Pepsi adverts with
Messi.
I mean, the boys, I mean, come on, he done a lot of modelling for that store. Everything you go to, Hadji was on the front of it. You know what I mean? He's like Rangers Bridge, man. He's the top model on here, Bridge. You know?
What see young player? When you're picking young players, what's the cut-off age?
Say that again, Paul.
I'm just saying about the young player. What's the cut-off age then? When is a young player not a young player?
23.
23.
23, I think it is. Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. No, I would have picked a Revo in there, but I'm not getting that. So he's 24, isn't he?
Just out.
Aye.
Oh, does that mean I'm still classed as young then, officially? 23.
There's so many. There's so many.
What a shocking you are, boy.
Oh, but Barisic in there as well. I mean, he's been awesome.
What about that boy Kamara?
Kamara.
Boys, mate.
Oh, brilliant, Ox, brilliant.
I mean, it's really hard to pick a top three list because every player in the squad's been absolutely excellent. You know what I mean?
And then you've got wee mad Alfie who all of a sudden can speak perfect English backwards.
So true.
Aye, was that good? That what's her name? Lana Wolf. Who worked her out?
Just shows you know that wee toad all the time along when Gerard was giving it. He can't do interviews and all that. You know, the wee man was just written it, wasn't he?
I seen you earlier on, Jaffa. Do you not think? Sorry, mate.
See?
Aye.
Carry on, Port.
Aye, do you not think Jaffa? He's realised, I know, that he has to create his character side of, you know, his player. You know, I think he's obviously, in my opinion, he's itching for a move. I think he's proved everything he can in Scotland. I think he's probably dying for a wee bit of peace and quiet. And I know the Bears probably don't want to hear that, but, you know, good players come and go. I just think he's trying to build an image for himself, because he's got a sort of image up here of a bad boy. Doesn't say much to the media, so I think it's part of his profile, mate. He's just trying to raise his profile. I think it's pretty clever by the wee man.
I thought that was really funny when I read that today, Jaffa and Ross Wilson said, "Oh, just the name where he knew all the songs in English."
Outstanding, innit? Outstanding. Me man's giving it simply the best, not out with a big Tina Turner thighs on.
He started doing the slosh in Beautiful Sunday, I believe.
Ridiculous.
Tremendous.
Oh, brilliant.
What a squad.
Well, Jaffa, did you pick on the question about what's the biggest game for you this week? What's your views, mate?
Thursday night for me, Ox, for a variety of different reasons, but profile of the club. I mean, where it could lead to. I do fully. I mean, like I think I heard you saying earlier on. Ask me that question on Friday morning, and I might tell you a different answer once the battle fever comes on. You know, and we all have that bug, don't we? We're all tarnished with that bug. The minute those strips go in front of us, it's like a red rag to a bull, innit? So listen, Thursday night and then Sunday, you know, I would love to win both of them. I'm greedy. Love to win both of them.
Maybe once we get this Player of the Year sorted out, we'll maybe look at the goal of the season. That should be good fun and all.
The roof is on
You would
fire.
think that would win it, mate, but if you think there was some fabulous goals, who was it against? That goal against Galatasaray that Taff scored?
Yeah.
Aye, definitely.
His free kick against Dundee United.
Aye. Ryan Jacks behind the volley. The cracker and all.
Yep.
True enough.
What about the third goal against Antwerp last week, fortnight ago, 3 weeks ago?
That was football.
Football, yep.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to make it difficult to pick up.
Come on, Roof's goal must be top in the league there.
That's what you're saying, Brad.
Individual talent, that was brilliant. But the team goal,
Oh yes, I love them as well. I'm sorry, there was one just a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? 16 or 17 passes even. Goodness sake, fabulous.
I don't know. I'd need Connor goals to when he shoved his leg through Shane Duffy's up for that.
He scored 2 brilliant goals against them, and he'd never seen it coming. He'd just never seen it coming.
We'll settle for that again, eh?
Absolutely, pal.
I hope the star keeper's playing.
See what you're saying about Hadji there?
Yes, mate.
I think he could be the match winner on Thursday night.
Are you starting him, mate? You bring them off the bench?
Bringing him on. I'll bring him on. I think he could be the match winner. He could just be that wee bit at the end of it. That's sure. Listen, Oxford, I'm just going to sign off now and give other callers
Right,
a chance
Alex,
to come
always
in.
great to
Thanks
hear
very
from
much
you.
for the show. Excellent.
Take
Take care, everybody.
See you later,
Take
Alex.
care. God bless.
See you, Alex.
Cheers.
See you later, Alex. This is Baloo. I'm going to jump out and let somebody else come in as well, mate, okay?
There's what's coming on the telly. Is there something starting at this time?
I know. Babe Station must be on.
What?
Babe Station.
Goal of the season.
Is it 9:03? It's not 10 o'clock yet, is it? Right. Listen, I'll be back in before the end of the week, before the game on Thursday. So take care, lads. Great show. Keep up the good work.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Right, now it's quieter. Jim. In you come, Jim. Now that the rabble's away. How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, not bad, Oxy. Not bad at all. Just, I've been watching quite a few things on YouTube regarding all these new videos and the new songs, and they're all quite good, you know?
Aye, there's some brilliant things happening at the moment. Some real positivity about the club. It's fantastic, and obviously just yesterday, last night, Jaffer, it broke about somebody putting £1 million into us. We're in a right good place, aren't we? I know that in the whole, it's nothing, but it's still all these things are important.
Yeah, those lads are up my neck of the woods from Alan McLeish. Brilliant big bear, great big Rangers man, and his boy Barry. They're Magic Rangers supporters. Great to have them on board. Great business brains as well. Yep. Like, nice to have them on board, and it's great, Box. It's great.
Fantastic, really pleasing, and some of the positivity is going to about the club, Jim. It's absolutely brilliant at this moment.
Yes, I think it's fantastic. And of course, this chap that's just handed in £1 million, I believe I read somewhere that he sold some sort of rail network for 80 million.
QTS.
QTS. I think he used to have a tie-up with Kilmarnock. They sponsored Kilmarnock for a while, didn't they, the company?
Yep.
I think his wife works at Kilmarnock.
Yeah, that's correct. They were sponsors. They were direct sponsors by them, QTS.
Yeah. So, because of the amount of money he's got, I thought he could have put in a bit more.
Think he's been miserable, Jim?
Yeah.
Is he a wee bit frugal?
By the way, where you live, you could sell that house and put 10 million in, you wouldn't notice it.
You can't be talking about me. That's for sure. It must be Port Bear.
Oh, dear.
You know what I think? I'm not kidding, guys. Just to say, obviously, I don't want to talk too far past Thursday, but on Friday morning, they should, if they haven't done it already, they should be drawing up a share issue, 100%. And if we go to Sunday morning as victors in the Old Firm game, then we should be getting the season tickets out for Monday morning. That's what we should be doing.
You're a shrewdy, Bridge. You were right about that share issue last Sunday, but I think they got the money out as another way.
With the new shirts. They're making a lot of money.
All these parcels were turning up, Jaffa. Taps, the taps aren't ready yet, the hats and the mugs and the pint pots and the whiskey and the gin and the champagne. They were right on the ball.
The £7 bars of dairy milk chocolate.
£7.
Yes, George.
That champagne's no worth a dime, by the way. I'm talking about. Since you open the bottle, man, you're lucky you've got swig left.
Stop shaking it.
Stop shaking it.
I'm trying to do it nice and jockey, nice and gentle, and that. And just
if you get
it nice and gentle.
Have you seen the video when Fox opens the champagne bottle with his bread knife? No, he just gets a cork and he does it. It's his party piece, mate.
Is it no bother?
No bother, mate.
Mine looks like it was all right. It's coming out nice and easy. I went on, you go, I've got this, your dancer, man, and blitter. Luther, everywhere.
Anyway, talking about Bluter, I've been joined by Southside. Evening, Southside.
evening trips. How's it going?
Hi, Southside. You all right, bud?
Southside. How you doing, boy?
George, you should get some. She's try some of that pink champagne, mate. That's nice as well.
Oh, don't start,
Aye,
mate.
must you get in a bottle? A lad, bro.
George, leave me alone. George, I'm not going to with anybody who drinks pink champagne.
That's the one you can rent. Rent that champagne, do
You that one would get you. Not fishing. Like a shark there, Oxley, like a shark.
Right, no,
anyway, do you want a top 3? I've gave that a bit of thought.
Right, okay, mate. Okay, I'm getting.
He's been studying form, Ox.
Oh, yes.
I've no here. It's a hard one, right? It's an absolute hard one because I'm going to actually leave Tav out, right? And Tav deserves to be in there somewhere. I mean, he's a guy, it was right at the start, he deserves to be lifting that trophy, you know. But when I thought about it, I'm keeping it as he's out injured, although he's made some contribution. But there's still players playing, so I just based it on Goldstein, my number 3. Ever present, been mostly steady, played every game, he's robust, plays every week, doesn't he? Never out injured. So aye, and obviously get 2 up there at the San Jairo for us. So Goldstein 3, Stevie Davis number 2, guy that makes everything tick in the midfield. So ever present, age still turns out he's probably played close to 50 games, and if you count the games he's played internationals as well for Northern Ireland, he's played some amount of games and he's still going. And number 1, Alan McGregor, turns up in the big games, done it season after season, but this season in the games, even you can pick the big games against Celtic and that, and you can pick out some European saves and that, even games against Ross County when we played away, he pulled off a good save when it was not neat. So we got the park, we get a goal, and we go on and win the game. So he's done that for us in big games, even against weaker opposition. So that was my decision on that, guys.
It's becoming a popular. These 3 are pulling away. Obviously, Stephen Davis is winning. I've no tallied the points, but look, it doesn't matter who you put in the frame Southside. It's a magnificent place for him where all these players are getting mentioned, and there's other ones that aren't getting mentioned, and they've been excellent this season. Aribo, Kamara, Barisic,
Helander. Big Helander's been brilliant. I mean, I think it's you could maybe fault him for maybe 2 goals in Europe against Benfica. I think it was, wasn't it? He'd come back for being injured for a while as well. But Big Phil's been excellent, you know. Steadies the ship, I think, gives you the balance on the left-hand side, always passes the ball forward onto Barisic. Sometimes when Katic played there, he sort of pass it behind him, so he reads the game well. So, I mean, he's been excellent. Kamara, been excellent as well in loads of games. Ryan Kent, he's been really good as well. Sometimes excellent, and sometimes he's been a wee bit, we've all said he's been off the boil, but he still runs about and creates and pulls players about to create space. So aye, we're just picking players basically, aren't we? But aye, probably it's a team award. But aye, if you're trying to pick players, we're all just trying to see it how we see it, innit?
Yeah. Aye, it's difficult. I mean, I think Tav would have walked it if we'd have done that at Christmas time. So.
Aye, I think if he'd still been playing, he would probably have took the penalties that Barisic scored and then missed one the following week. If he'd been fit, he'd still been in the team, probably contributing. But for me, it's special that he's getting to lift the trophy. I just feel great for him, mate. I think it's a big thing, and I think for him to get the trophy, all the squad, probably he deserves it slightly more, in my opinion, than MDL's got been there for long. Yeah, but that's just a bit.
Nice.
Oh, brilliant.
That's ace.
That was Fox putting out.
Nice one. His hero.
Southside, we asked the same question that most people that's come on tonight. What's the biggest game this week?
Obviously Europe. Oh, come on. Obviously Europe's important, right? We get that, and I want to go through, but I want to batter them on Sunday. Do you know? You can say, okay, progress in Europe's only a game against them, and it is only a game against them, but it's not just a game against them, is it? Do you know what I mean? But if you look at the bigger picture, we've won the league, but you still want to beat them, you know.
Strolling off the coach Southside with simply the best, blaring as champions. I know. It's that horse there.
There's nobody on here can say at any point we're happy or we want to take a defeat off them. You know what I mean? We've had enough downs, mate. I've been up here umpteen times like everybody else, and we've been battered left, right, and centre in the last couple of years. You know, and it's a hefty one to take, like we've all been through. And we can look at the bigger picture, but okay, say we go through this week, right? I'll put a scenario, right? We go through, right? We go up there, we take the defeat, right? Then we go in the next round of Europe and we get beat, right? So then we win the rest of the games and we've got one defeat in our record and it's against them. I want to go for that goals record that we can get in the league. There's 15 goals. I think Chelsea had it. I think we've conceded 9. So I think that's a record we could be going for. So in the league, it's important that we don't concede goals.
Would you take 2-0 each draws this week?
Aye, 100%.
Jaffa?
Yeah, aye. Defo's Ox, aye. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's a great debate, this, talking about, after the last Old Firm game, the one at the Nerdy game at Ibrox. I think back to, I couldn't help but think back there as Southside was talking about wee Barry Ferguson and talking about it after it. And he was talking about McGregor's save that day. Remember, he tipped the ball round the post from when it was 0-0, but from Griffiths. It was a great shot, I have to say, and an even better save. It was a brilliant save. And after the game, wee Barry said, McGregor in your team is worth between 15 to 20 points every season.
Yeah.
He is.
But he's not even player of the year for us so far.
No, I know.
It's pretty frightening. George, would you take nothing each of 2 games, mate?
I suppose so. I'd rather get 2 victories, mate. Honestly, 2 victories is just dandy for me.
Aye, I get it, mate. I get it. Jim?
I would take a 0-0 on Thursday, and we beat them at Celtic Park 4-0 at least.
Yes.
At least
you don't want very much, do you?
I'm glad to know there's somebody for Port Glasgow with a bit of brains.
We could all state that.
Poor Bernard fell off his seat when you said that.
They're getting paid good money, and we're the ones that's paying the money for them. So yeah, I think that's. If anything, I would say I'll take a 0-0. If I've got to take a 0-0, I'd take it on Thursday. But I'd like a 4-0 on Sunday. And we need something like that. We need to bury them.
There you go, Southside. That'll make you happy, won't it?
Aye, that makes me 100% happy. I mean, see, at the end of the day, it's your bread and butter. Your bread and butter every week is the league. That is the bread and butter, right? Europe's a bonus, cups are bonuses. That's the way I've always seen it. But, we're getting greedy because we can take our pick a wee bit here and we're sort of asking the question, right? But the truth is, we want to beat them every time we play them. And that's the truth. That's what I want to do anyway. And I don't think anybody's any different. So, as I said the last time after the game last Thursday, if we don't concede, we go through. So that's it. And then we go up there and we batter them, like the big gun says, 4 or 5, whatever we can do. We just batter them.
Love it.
Interesting stuff, but interesting stuff. Let's go back to just before we sort of finish off now. We've got a few days. We've been rested for a week. Does anybody think that's the way to go? Is it favourable for us, or would you rather have the game at the weekend like I would have done as a supporter of Port Bear?
I think as an absolute football fan, mate, you'd like to see Rangers play, but I can't help but think, you know, and as we're Brown proves in Europe, it's actually working in my favour next year. I think the fact we're getting a week's break before a big European tie. If you think back 2008, we didn't seem to get a break like that, you know. And I don't know. I think if we could do a job in this mob on Thursday and get to the last 8, mate, I'm starting to get the 2008 fever. If we get to the last 8, I think there's something special's happening. I really do. It's not a coincidence that he's progressed us every year in Europe.
Oh,
and then
dear. So we're going to book a Hummer to Gdansk again.
We may as well be prepared, mate, anyway. We may as well be prepared.
Southside. And they get that Hummer so to Gdansk.
Poor, if we go to the last 8, would that not be progression in for the year before?
Oh, of course it is, mate. But yeah.
I want to get there, right? I think if we don't concede, we're going through, but we'll get some decent team after this, you know. There will be somebody we could get, and it'll be a test for us. So, but we can judge it when that comes along, mate, as we say. Sorry, Ox, what else did you ask me the question was?
I can't remember.
I just had Hummer Gdansk. That's what I was getting. I was getting Hummer Gdansk, and then I'm talking. Remember what he said.
If you fancy the game this weekend.
What did the
this guy. Sorry. Depends on. You'd mean in a league game, Ops. If it's a league game, then obviously you're putting out maybe a stronger team. If it'd been maybe the Scottish Cup tie with Cole,
you might have been having 7 days break. Does that help us for Thursday?
We're off a wee bit of form and we're only playing 1 game a week for a while, wouldn't we? I'd like to think maybe a wee bit of rest this time. I'd like to think it might go in our favour, mate. He's maybe work more this week on a system to play against him. He's obviously got a plan for this Thursday, so I would think hopefully it will help us.
All right, gives him a week to get a drink out their system, chap. Oh dear. Right, Bridgeman, you'll not believe that.
You're kidding on.
No, mate.
Oh my God.
Rapid.
Oh my God. I'm thinking Friday morning I'm going to be singing We're on our way to Gdansk, we're on our way.
Hope so, Bridge, hope so.
How will we get there? I don't know. When we will get there, I'm not certain.
Sorry to interject. Just one last question. What's the date of the final?
Oh, there's a minute, mate, and I'll look that up for you. Carry on, Bridge.
What's I going to say? A marvellous night tonight once again, Oxchair. So well done to you and my co-host on the panel there, Mr. Stato from the Port. Well done, pal. And to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio. And by the way, sorry, don't forget the techie team. The Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, build up to Thursday. Build up. How many sleeps have I got? 3. I think we've got 3. A couple of naps.
3 and a half. Don't forget the
naps.
So everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us.
Week, mate. It's Wednesday the 26th. I think I've got that week off.
Well, we could be going to Gdansk. We're on our way.
Dream big.
Yeah. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank everybody that's called in tonight, all the boys that phoned in earlier. It was always great to hear from, obviously, our New Zealand and Australian brothers, all the brethren that phoned in for all the UK. Great to hear from each and every one of you here in Rangers Radio. Thanks for taking the time to phone us. Special thanks to Port and Bridgeman for taking time part in the show. And of course, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Great to hear from everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 with Rangers Radio. We'll be joined by Jody Paul. Thanks for listening. Please stay safe. Speak to you all soon. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Rangers do not Ibrox is the place, and we will follow in the championship race. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. It's true, the magic boys in blue are the best team in the land. You've got to queue and govern to get a ticket for the stand. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We've spent a lot of money on great players, yes, that's true. But the Rangers fans deserve the best from the boys in royal blue. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. The story, it was dismal, full of gloom. Now we're building an extension for the Ibrox trophy room. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. In Europe we'll be travelling by land and sea and plain. The teddy bears have got the bears and we're on the march again. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball.